Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Tin Man Score channel. I'm your host, Jeffrey Tin Man Taylor, and today I'm reacting to my second Mr. Nightmare video for you guys, and this was titled YouTubers Who Turned into Killers. So, without further ado, I'm going to turn these lights back off, move the camera up here for you guys, and let's get this reaction on the road in the back. Okay, here we go.
There are all kinds of people on YouTube. It's a place where anyone can vent to an audience or express themselves. That's why these stories of YouTubers turned killers are especially disturbing, as their video histories, in a sense, document their descents into madness.
Mr. Nightmare's right about one thing, because, like me and a bunch of others, we get on YouTube and upload what we think is cool content for everybody else to watch. But it's kind of scary to see people like these YouTubers just go downhill all of a sudden. But let's just find out what happened to make them go mad.
Elliot Roger was an English vlogger known for creating videos in his car, often telling of his depression for not being able to attract girls and how life was unfair. In most of his videos, Elliot displayed narcissistic tendencies by expressing his confusion and why girls don't pay him any mind despite his self-described good looks, good personality, nice car, and sense of fashion.
I've been attending college in Santa Barbara for about 2.5 years now. And in those 2.5 years, I've experienced nothing but loneliness and misery. And my problem is girls. There are so many beautiful girls here, but none of them give me a chance, and I don't know why.
Well, I could probably figure out why. Because they are the bratty type and they just don't think that he was attractive. I don't know. Let's just continue on with his story.
I don't know why you girls are so repulsed by me. It doesn't make sense. I do everything I can to appear attractive to you. I dress nice. I'm sophisticated. I'm magnificent. I have a nice car, a BMW. Well, it's nicer than 90% of the people in my college. I'm polite. I am the ultimate gentleman. And yet, you girls, you never give me a chance. I don't know why.
On May 23rd, 2014, Elliot uploaded a video to his YouTube channel, once again complaining about how females would throw themselves at obnoxious men over himself, and that they would be punished for not showing him interest.
For the last 8 years of my life, ever since I've hit puberty, I've been forced to endure an existence of loneliness, rejection, and unfulfilled desires, all because girls have never been attracted to me. I don't know why you girls aren't attracted to me, but I will punish you all for it. It's an injustice, a crime, because I don't know what you don't see in me. I'm the perfect guy. And yet you throw yourselves at all these obnoxious men instead of me, the supreme gentleman. I will punish all of you for it.
Oh man, he's taking it way too far. Like I said earlier, those girls are probably the snobby types and just didn't pay much attention to him. And plus, they might have just fell in love with the college football stars. Hey, when he graduated, he could have found him a girl in his hometown. But nope.
That same day, Elliot made headlines for killing 6 people and injuring 14 near the University of California, Santa Barbara, in the infamous 2014 Isla Vista massacre before taking his own life after a police pursuit. On that day, he stabbed 3 men in his apartment, and about 3 hours later, he drove to a sorority house, and after failing to get inside, shot 3 women outside, and later shot a male student in a nearby deli. Elliot would later speed through Isla Vista and get into a gunfire exchange with police, suffering a non-fatal wound to the gut. During the police pursuit, Elliot would fire at the police from his vehicle and hit people with his car. After crashing into a parked vehicle, Elliot took his own life with the same gun he'd been using. Perhaps what makes this scarier than any other murder spree is that the fact that Elliot's final video shows him outlining the details about his upcoming attacks in an attempt to punish women for rejecting him and to punish sexually active men for living a more enjoyable life than his.
On the day of retribution, I am going to enter the hottest sorority house of UCSB. And I will slaughter every single spoiled, stuck-up, blonde slut I see inside there. I'll take great pleasure in slaughtering all of you. You will finally see that I am, in truth, the superior one, the true alpha male.
After the video was made public, Roger emailed a lengthy autobiographical manuscript to approximately a dozen acquaintances and family members. The document, which he titled My Twisted World, was made available on the internet. In it, he described his childhood, family conflicts, frustration over not being able to find a girlfriend, his hatred of women, his contempt for minorities, and his plan for what he described as retribution. Elliot goes down to be perhaps the most well-known example of a YouTuber turned killer.
Man, he shouldn't have not gone down this road. And the fact that he made his video public on what he was going to do at that sorority house, I'm not surprised nobody didn't contact FBI about it before he activate his plan into action. All this would have been avoided if he didn't act so ruling like. If you talk to a psychiatrist, that person would probably be able to help him and make him not go forward with this plan of murdering people.
Trey Sessler, better known as Lenscap Productions or Mr. Anime, was an anime and film enthusiast who once reviewed anime on YouTube.
Well, today I'm reviewing Maple Story. Let's get right to the Maple Story. There's a legendary tree that lives on Maple Island. Well, it used to live there. It was destroyed a long, long time ago.
Back in 2006, Trey was known for basically kickstarting the YouTube anime community with his reviews. He helped inspire some of the biggest names in the anime community and was generally considered to be a very well-known personality on the internet. But somewhere along the way, Trey's videos transitioned from being about normal things like anime, video games, and even talking about guns, to videos about serial killers, killing animals, and using real guns. In February 2012, he announced that he was taking a break for 2 to 3 weeks to reward himself for his work.
This is just an update video to let you guys know that I'm going to reward myself with probably a 2 or 3 week break coming up here from YouTube videos, anime reviews in particular. I might do some blog stuff. I want to thank you guys a lot for sticking with me and watching the channel. I got more subscribers than ever. I have more views than ever, and everything is going really good.
You see, after you watch that video, you probably think, oh, there's nothing wrong with him. He's just going to take a long, deserved break from his hard work of making videos. But then it'd be kind of scary that you find out that he killed somebody during those 2 to 3 weeks. But you just don't know. So let's just continue on here.
On March 20th, 2012, Trey took the lives of his mother, father, and older brother Mark. After committing the acts, he wrote on the walls, "Why did I do this? I love my mom, dad, and brother." Trey's fascination with guns was seen early on, but nobody could have ever suspected he would commit the heinous acts he did. Friends even described him as a highly intelligent and kind-hearted guy. Interrogations found that he had actually done what he did to his family to spare them from knowing that he planned to target Waller Junior High School, with his goal being to have at least 70 victims.
I would protect them with my livelihood. At the same time, if anyone was going to hurt them, it was going to be me. Or they were the first immediate human targets in my sight. And if I was going to go out and do anything, they would have to go. And I'm like, there's my opportunity. Go ahead, go get him.
A close friend of Trey's, Tyler Adams, claimed that Trey's mind had gone astray over the years, and the only true sign of his decline was that his videos and movies would get more and more violent as time passed. Once he was arrested, Trey was sentenced to life in prison. In late 2020, his channel was terminated.
You see? You kill somebody, especially your own family. I mean, that's just mind-boggling that he did that. You'll go down as a murderer even until the end of your days. He had so much potential on his channel, but then he did not speak out saying something about his mental health was going bad. And then this happened. I mean, if his friend noticed that something was going on with him because his videos are starting to get more violent, then he should have spoke up and talked to him about it and see what he could do to get him some help. Then this situation wouldn't have happened. I do not have no sympathy towards this guy at all.
Samantha Walford is a former YouTuber who aspired to become an actress. Samantha was a mother of 5, married to her husband Ernie, whose relationship she documented in her YouTube videos. She would constantly complain about her husband working all the time, even though they had 5 children to support. She would also complain about his love for playing video games. In fact, the reason for their marriage was because in 2014, the couple got into a fight over Ernie's gaming character marrying a female character online, and so Samantha threatened to leave Ernie, but to end the battle, he asked her to marry him. Samantha would complain that there was no thrill in her life, and that she wanted to be a famous actress. On the night of February 20th, 2015, Samantha would give her 5 children high dosages of Ambien so that they could sleep through what was going to happen that night. Samantha had hired 3 men to kidnap and murder her husband. The 3 men would enter the home, and before abducting him, they would beat and whip Ernie in front of his wife. Ernie pleaded and begged them not to hurt his family during this process. No one listened. They then dragged him out to the middle of the woods, where they killed him. Once an investigation went into place, Samantha was interrogated. However, police didn't buy her story. During the interrogation process, Samantha tried to point the authorities in the direction of Jonathan Sanford, one of the 3 kidnappers, claiming that she met him at the hospital while visiting a friend, and that he took offense upon hearing about her husband's abusive behavior. Sanford was arrested along with his brother Jose Antonio Ponce, and the 2 were charged with aggravated kidnapping. However, the 2 men were able to provide proof that Samantha was the mastermind behind the plan, along with a 3rd kidnapper, Octavius Rhymes.
Talking about her relationship with me and Kay and my sister-in-law and all that, and me trying to talk to her and help her out and all that because she seems like a good person to me. And she was explaining to me how he treats the kids and all that. If I ever see it, or if I happen to be around, or if I ever see her with bruises or the kids with bruises, that. So yeah, I said I'd whoop his ass. I did say I'd hospitalize him. I would put you down and make sure you can't come back up on my ass and I'm walking away.
Jonathan brings the sheriff to Ernie's body, a remote location in the woods. Ernie was in his boxers, having been beaten to the point that he was no longer coherent, right before Ponce shot him in the back of the head. The 3 men had initially planned to plant drugs in Ernie's vehicle and call the cops on him. However, things changed when Samantha requested that they just kill him. Samantha denied knowing the 3 men that did this, but her phone records would eventually prove otherwise. Having been in contact with all 3 of them before the murder, Samantha was sentenced to 99 years in prison. Many believed that she did this for fame, while others thought that Samantha did this because Ernie threatened to leave her and take the children with him. Being a mother who put her children through neglect for a YouTube channel was clearly not something Ernie was willing to settle for.
I didn't say anything in between this story, y'all, because I wanted to get all the facts first. But I am seriously pissed that this lady did that to her husband. And the fact that she gave her kids Ambien just so they could sleep through whatever torture that them guys were doing to her husband is unspeakable. She wanted me a famous actress, going to be famous for plotting to kill her husband. May her husband rest in peace.
Randy Robert Stair, who called himself Andrew Blaze, was a YouTuber who worked at Weiss Markets. He had kept detailed videos, recordings, and journals leading up to what he'd eventually do on his YouTube channel called Pioneers Productions, but also to other social media profiles and online forums. In these uploads, he expressed his willingness to end his own life while addressing the personal tragedies he's experienced, which led him to a depression. He would also begin to question his gender identity.
the more I wore girl clothes, the more I felt like that was who I was. Like I felt like I was a girl, and I found out that I was. I was never meant to be a guy. I was just a female soul trapped in a man's body my whole life.
And as he continued his downward spiral, he would begin to provide detailed explanations of his plans for carrying out a shooting, and explained his belief that these murders would allow him to cross over to an animated world he'd imagined. Randy also had a concerning obsession with the Columbine High School massacre, and seemed to look up to the perpetrators Dylan and Eric as his heroes.
Man, if his parents found out that he had an obsession with these two killers from that high school shooting, his butt will have been going to the psychiatric hospital ASAP.
Randy's YouTube channel featured short sketches and collaborations he had done with other content creators, but in 2014, due to a number of alleged unfortunate events that had happened in his life, Randy explained to his audience that he'd be taking his content in a different direction. This led to the creation of Ember's Ghost Squad, a series based on a fictional character from the Nickelodeon show Danny Phantom, due to his obsession with the character Ember McLean. On the night before the shooting, Randy uploaded a final video titled Westboro High Massacre. In it, he describes his hatred towards the people involved with the series because of how he believes they screwed him over. It then featured an animated sequence depicting him and one of the characters from Ember's Ghost Squad firing into a fictional high school, before ending with montages of previous videos explaining the motives behind the shooting.
But, my life's not been the greatest. We've all got problems. It's not just me. Everybody does. And then sometimes those things just make you make bad choices,
The next day, Randy arrived for his late-night shift at Weis Markets during closing time at around 11 p.m. Randy went to the back of the store to the crew area and blocked an emergency exit at the far back of the store. He then continued with his duties, stocking shelves and cleaning up from the previous day. Randy then went back to the crew area in the back of the store, blocked the remaining exits, then locked the automatic doors at the main entrance to the store. He then pulled out 2 shotguns that he had concealed in a duffel bag and walked around the store and took the lives of 3 co-workers. One co-worker who managed to survive and escape called the police, but by the time police had arrived, Randy had already taken his own life.
This all could have been avoided if he spoke to someone in his immediate family or friends about what he's going through. And then none of this would have happened. So that's going to be it for now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications for more Mr. Nightmare content like this. This has been another successful installment of the Tin Man Score channel. I'm your host, Jeffrey Tin Man Taylor. I said that's a wrap, and have a nice day.